Chicken a la king, a huge throwback for me to the sort of the 1970s. I have got 400 grams of chicken breast. I've got more here, and I've got 300 ml of chicken stock, and I'm actually poaching them in batches because I don't want to overcrowd the pan. So these are in there for 12 minutes, and when these are done, I will poach these last two pieces. I should say that about 2 hours ago, I salted these on both sides and took them out of the fridge to let them get to room temperature. Trust me, my kitchen is cold enough that they're perfectly safe out of the fridge for 2 hours. If you're making this in the summer, it's different. 66 degrees, which is fine because it's going to carry on cooking when I put it back in the sauce. So I'm going to take those out and pop these in. So the chicken that's cooked, I'm just going to cube that and put it back. The original recipe is really quite bland. I'm not sure if I've told the story. So the story for me of chicken a la king was, I can remember when I was maybe 5 or 6 and we were staying at a hotel in Torquay in Devon, and I remember feeling very sophisticated because I had chicken a la king in the hotel restaurant. We then went on a drive around Dartmoor, and I remember being incredibly sick and the car having to be stopped and me throwing up everywhere. I don't think it was food poisoning, I think it was travel sickness, but I haven't had chicken a la king since. So I was going to cook this all in one dish, but I realised this pan is not going to be big enough for everything that I want to add. So I'm going to continue dry frying my mushrooms in a bigger pan, but I'm not going to waste that. I want you to start cooking and thinking the way I think. That's not just a dirty pan, that's a dirty pan with flavour. My mushrooms are now deliciously brown. I'm putting in about 20 grams of butter. I'm going to drop the heat down, and I've got 3 finely sliced banana shallots which are going to go into the pan, and I'm going to cook this for about 5 to 10 minutes. I'm heating that dirty pan, and I'm going to pour in 100 ml of masala. You could use Madeira or sherry, and I'm just going to use that to clean the pan. Washing up will be so much easier. Just scrape round and get all the cooked bits off. After 5 minutes, this is absolutely not in a chicken a la king recipe, but I am adding some finely sliced garlic. The next ingredient that I've got, which would involve you roasting peppers in advance, is I've got 1 red pepper that I have roasted and peeled, and it's been in the fridge, and I've got 1 green pepper roasted and peeled. I just love the sweetness when you do this. I might just add that water to my stock. And you just want to roughly slice these. I'm going to cook this until almost all of the moisture from the onions, from the mushrooms, everything has evaporated. I've moved this to a higher heat. I'm going to pour in all of the chicken stock that was left over that we cooked the chicken in, that I've also poured that pepper juice into, and I'm going to let that bubble and come to the boil. I should have put that in first and let it reduce, so I'm putting in that masala. And I'm just going to let it all bubble and boil. Chicken a la king from the 1950s, you would be adding cayenne pepper, but I'm going to add a sprinkle of paprika because this will absolutely complement the peppers that are going in. I'm now going to add 250 ml of double cream. The great thing with using cream in a sauce is that you don't need flour, because cream is about 75% water, and once the water evaporates, it's just the fats left, which thicken naturally. So you can have this non-floury sauce. So we want that to thicken, but I'm also going to put in the chicken and let that cook, because that needs to finish off cooking while the sauce thickens. I'm going to give it a really good grind of pepper. Give it a stir every so often. This is the stuff I like you to see. It's not thickening as fast as I'd like it to, but I don't want to overcook my chicken. So I'm taking the chicken out, and I'm going to turn the heat up, and I'm going to bubble that sauce until it gets to the thickness that I want, because I want really tender chicken. I'm going to turn that up and bubble it. This has had about 7 minutes, and it's beautifully saucy and thickening. So I'm going to put in the chicken back in. I'm going to put in all of those peppers and let them warm through. Give it a stir. I've got a tablespoon of parsley And I'm going to turn the heat off and just let that sit. I think it's really important that you see my cooking process. I didn't know how long it would take to reduce the sauce. I know what I want, I know the texture. Don't be afraid to do things like take the meat out, reduce your sauce, put it back in. I'm accompanying it with long grain rice from a packet. So I'm putting some long grain rice in my bowl, some chicken a la king, sprinkle of chives, black pepper, chicken a la Jules. This is my last one before I go to India.